right. So now, I would like to boldly state that paid advertisement is the greatest investment in the world. Now, let me explain what I mean. I know, one of the greatest investors we have today, and people like Warren Buffett, Carl Icahn, and the likes. And in a year, from the best of from the news, what we hear is that they basically get about over 30%. Some of them get 30%, 20-30% return on investment every single year. Now, for them, they consider money as a means to make more money. That is, they put in money to get in more money. Now, when it comes to running advertising, especially if you know how to run advertising, yes, when we run paid advertising and we are running a paid advertising that works, what we do is simply put in money to get in more money. Why? Because using a system that you are able to understand the behaviors and psychology of people and communicate with it effectively, pumping it with money always respond back in sales. So imagine I put in, I could show you some samples if I was able to have time to create this. Imagine I put in money to run an ad, and then in the process of after running that ad, I get in increase in sales, right? That is above what I spent. So in that case, when I know that it's a system, for example, if I know I put in $1 and I get in $3 consistently, then I know I already have an investment vehicle. All I need to do is simply to pump in more and more money just to get in more and more income. So if I put in $1, I'm getting 3. If I put in 10, I get 30. If I put in 100, I get 300. If I put in 1,000, I get 3,000. So even I can get to the point, right? I can get to the point that I even borrow money just to run paid ads. Now, of course, in every business, like I always say, in every business, if you do not have a budget, or you are not spending money on advertising instead, you do not have a business. Now, of course, because starting a business as a business person, I know the first thing, because we are not taught in school, is okay, I start my business, I have my product I want to sell to the community or whatever it is, and then the first thing is, who do I sell to? Most times, people do not actually figure that out before they started. They just think of, oh, this is a nice product, I think I like it, or they had an issue with getting that particular product, and then they suddenly want to help other people, solve the same issue. Then when they now get the product, they now start looking for who exactly will buy from me. I've not figured that out yet. And then they go ahead and then start advertising on their status, like today, WhatsApp status we have, to try to get family and friends to buy from them. Now, the problem with that is family and friends may not be your ideal customer. So you get angry and annoyed that people are not supporting your business. But if you are starting a business depending on family and friends to support you, you don't have a business. So a business is started with the idea in mind that you want to actually get strangers to buy from you. So if you want to get strangers to buy from you, it means you must run advertising. You must spend money on advertising, not just running ads, free ads. Now, I'm not saying there's no room for free advertising, or just basically using all the free platforms you have, your Facebook profile, your Twitter handle, your WhatsApp profile, whatever other medium of advertising you have, maybe reach out, asking people to post for you and all those things. Truth is, all these things have their place. You can do them, organic means, but the truth is, if you really want to get to more people, you have to spend money. Now, let's just move forward. I'll go into more details. Now, there's a way for you to write ads that sell. Now, of course, the fact that I say run ads does not mean that you just take the product and now start running ads. Now, the truth is, I've run ads before that you spent no money and there is no conversion. Like nothing happens. After running the ads, you are scheduled to click, nobody clicks, or maybe somebody or people click, but either they are not ready to buy now, or they are not even, they were just trying to click the link for clicking sake. They didn't even know what they were doing. Now, it hurts, and to me, I think that's one of the major reasons why many businesses give up on running ads, because they feel that I'll spend my money on ads and then I'll not get any return. If they basically see ads as an expense. That's why at the beginning I told you that advertising is an investment, not an expense. Now, if you are this kind of person and you've given up on running ads because after spending money on ads, you don't see returns, it's simply because you do not know how to write ads. And that's why there's actually a way to write ads as well. And by understanding how to write ads as well, you can effectively run ads on a consistent basis and have predictable results. I mean, predictable results. That you know that every single month, this is the amount of money I spend on ads, and this is exactly the amount of money I'll get back. If there's going to be any difference, it could be just a little bit lower or a little bit higher, or even way, way more higher. So there's a way to run paid ads as well. Now, the purpose of this class is actually for us to go into ads copywriting. That is how to write ads in form of words, basically. Now, the truth is, copywriting is a universal skill. How do anyway, I wanted to say copywriting is more like an embodiment, because when you can write copy, you can convert your copy into what we call VSL, video sales letters. That is for videos. You can convert your copy into a movie if you even want. You can convert your copy into almost anything. Writing is basically the ability to transfer emotions or to another person. So copywriting, let me just say, copywriting is actually sales. It's just, we call it salesmanship in sales. So now copywriting is the act of selling through words. That is being able to communicate via words what you want to sell, that another person gets persuaded by those words and takes action based on what you wrote. That's what copywriting is. So if you want to actually persuade people today, and okay, why am I hearing an echo? All right. So if you want to persuade people today, you have to be able to understand that, first of all, knowing how people naturally respond to situations is very important. What are they looking for? Yes, who are they, first of all? What are they looking for? What are the experiences they've had over time? Yes, what exactly would this particular problem, this particular how do I put it now? This particular product or service that you are selling, what will it mean to them? How much experience do they have with this particular product or service? So by understanding all these things, you then begin to write copy. Now, I must say this very loud and clear that copywriting does not just work with formulas alone.
Yeah. Okay, so like I was saying, the real idea behind copywriting is actually to understand audiences. That's actually very important, very, very important. So before you even start learning copywriting, basically, you have to consider who you are actually selling to. I see this mistake made a lot of times, because people think like, okay, I'm writing my copy, but people are not taking action on it, or I don't even have an idea of what to write. I don't know what to write. I'm having a block, and all I think of is, do you really understand who the people you are talking to? Because if you understand people, I mean, if you really understand your audience, you don't plan, like you don't even think of it before you write copy. Now, let me just give you a scenario. Whatever it is you have gone through, just whatever it is you've gone through in life yourself, that you've been through, you've walked past it, and you've become better via it. Now, imagine trying to communicate to somebody who's experiencing the same thing. Just imagine trying to like how do I put it now? Trying to communicate the same, to encourage someone who has gone through the same thing. It would be a lot easier, right? Now, why is it a lot easier? It's because you've actually been there. So you understand the emotions and the emotions of that person. So when you are trying to write copy, the first thing you should do is actually to understand the audience so well. Like, take time out to understand who they are and what they are looking for. Very, very important. Very, very important. So now, having said that, so like I said, okay, yeah, I think I already mentioned this. Um, moving from a no, that is moving someone from a no or maybe to a yes. Sorry, like we are still up, and we all right. So now let me basically give you a framework for like putting up a copy. Um, and basically the bulk of this class will be on the feedback you give me. And because what I'm basically giving you is more like a framework, there's a whole lot when it comes to even market research, there's a whole lot to even deal with. But firstly, I just want to give you a framework in this class. So your feedback, basically, maybe you can just tell me your feedback. Then from there, we now begin to build on it and ask questions after the class and all. Now, the framework for every copy for me and most copywriters out there is there's always a hook, then a story, and then an offer. Now, your hook is simply that first thing that inspires curiosity in the mind of anybody. So, if, for example, I want to write an advert, the first thing, of course, I know the audience, I understand them, I know what exactly is their emotions. An example I use here. Now, if I start to copy with something like I just got dumped or I got dumped. Now, if I start some with a copy with something like that, of course, first of all, I know that the best set of people to read such a copy will be young people who are more like in relationships. So, of course, I understand my audience first, so it determines my hook. So now the hook is simply people begin to ask, okay, you got dumped, who dumped you? Why did they dump you? Now, the moment people can ask all those questions, they will read the next line. Now, the first job or the job of your copy or the job of your headline or your first line is to sell the next line. So when you are writing a copy, you want to think about what exactly is what exactly will make them read the next line. Now, the job of your first line is not to actually tell the whole story. Because if you tell the whole story, what have you done? You've killed the curiosity. So nobody wants to read anymore. Like, oh, I know what's there already. So we'll read it later. Something like that. So you want to say something that inspires, I want to know more. Right? That's why formulas like the secret of the reason behind, um, the untold story of the, all those things inspire curiosity. There are a ton of formulas. I would get a material and send to the group that you can always use to draw up many formula for headlines. Now, but the idea is you understand you want to create curiosity. Once you understand that, then you now go into your story. So when you go something, I just got dumped, and then you can go to it was a cold morning, cold morning by 6 a.m. and I was, I just picked a call from my, ex or whatever, and all those things, ex, maybe now ex or something like that. And then you now tell your story. Now, the idea behind the story is not necessarily um, to do a moonlight story. That's not the idea. The idea behind the story is actually to sell. So inside your story, you are trying to sell. Now, there's a general formula for copy. Okay, I don't think I wrote that for art copywriting. I didn't write that in the slide, but I can quickly just let me see. Okay, don't worry, I'll just state it. Now, the idea for the story is three major things. That's the pain, that is the pain that you went through, that they are also going through. Note, it might not be your story, it might be someone else's story, it might not even be a real story, it might be describing a particular person that you are trying to sell to. So the idea is the pain must be present in your story, that is the pain they are going through. Why do you need to talk about the pain? Why do you need to talk about the pain? You need to talk about the pain because the pain of the person is the reason why the person wants to take action. People are more motivated to move away from pain than they are motivated to move towards pleasure. So if you try to tell me, you know what, see, if you join this program, you can buy a Lamborghini next week. Honestly, it's a good idea, but it's not going to be as motivating as telling me that if you join this program, you see that your debt that you want to pay next week, you'll be able to pay it. That's a whole different kind of motivation. Why? Because pain is a bigger motivation than pleasure. People have developed the ability to resist pain so much that pleasure no longer looks like reality to them. So if you are going to be writing a copy, your first goal is to actually deal with making them feel the pain that they are in. The deeper you go, the better for you, but the deeper you go, you should also be careful of the platform you're using, because of course there are rules on, if you are, for example, you are writing a Facebook ad, you might also have to study the policy very well to know what you can say and what you can't say. For example, you can't say the words like someone is fat or those things. Any word that is discriminatory or or demeaning in any way, you avoid it. But you have to be very creative, still be able to communicate the pain, but not necessarily directly point it out to the person. When the person is reading, they are basically seeing their life. Now, I was listening to something, and it came to my mind that people don't actually people don't um people don't take action based on what you say. They take action based on what they listen to. Now, what that means is not that what you say does not matter. It's just they are just listening strangely. No, when you are talking, they are listening, but they are not listening to what you say. They are listening to what is going on in their head. So when they interpret it based on their mindset, based on their personality, based on their experiences. So when you say this is a free offer or this is a discounted offer, to you are saying discount. To them, they are hearing, I actually could have bought this thing last week at so and so price, but I did not buy it. Thank God I did not buy it. I can buy it now from this guy. It's lower. Now, do you see that you said one word, they said like three sentences. They listen to three sentences. So understanding that what you are saying is not what they are listening to will make you to, first of all, understand your audience, like I said before. Second of all, know that you really have to understand their pain to the point that you are able to communicate to that pain effectively. Right? So tell your story, or the story, whatever story, ensure that it contains the pain that they are going through. Then of course, then you also want to make them know that you got a breakthrough, or there was a breakthrough, or there is a way out, right? So your breakthrough or your way out is more like your, you can call it um, your discovery, but it's not necessarily your solution. It's just your discovery, right? For example, let me see an example. After after several workout programs, I tried to lose weight and I really couldn't, right? I finally discovered that it is not about the workout that actually makes you lose weight. Neither is it about what you eat. It's actually about how you practice thinking, meditation. That's more like your breakthrough. But that is not your solution yet, because your solution is your product or your service. But your breakthrough is more like what you discovered. Now, this kind of breakthrough creates what we call the aha moment. So the aha moment makes them feel, oh, it makes them know that number one, you are not like everybody. Your product is not everybody's product. Your service is not everybody's service. So that breakthrough makes them realize that um, the reason why they've not solved their problem is because they've been focusing on the wrong things. You really want to make that happen for your prospects. To be honest, let me be honest with you. The reason why many people write ads and it doesn't convert is because uh, you look like everybody to them. And I will tell you, to be very frank, everybody is disappointed in everybody. We are humans are we live in a world whereby almost every negative experience that anybody can have, they've had already. So and because of that, they are basically disappointed. So they do not believe anybody. Nobody believes you as a stranger. So you have to stand out. for them to decide to want to take you up on your offer. So that's why you need to consider exactly how can I position my solution to be different from what other people offer. Now, I'm not saying that come up with something that does not exist. Of course, let me tell you one major thing that you must understand about persuasion. If you use persuasion to manipulate people, it will backfire on you so badly you will regret it. Persuasion is actually meant to liberate people, because people are ready. I want to see yourself, and you position yourself. Now, when you're writing ads, of course, you may not be writing ads for yourself. You may not be a business person, but you must understand that you can actually offer this service to other people. You can go to people and tell them that you are a professional ads persuasion master, whatever. You can give yourself any name. I used to call myself many things. So again, you're a persuasion mastery, you are an ads copywriter, whatever it is you call yourself. Just basically understand, tell them that in case their ads are not working, they're trying to reach people and their ads are not working, you actually can take your time to understand and actually tweak it to get results. So now these are the psychological things that actually make things happen. Just let me put it out straight. There are many things you read online, there are many things you will see everywhere about running ads. They will tell you many things. Use a fancy button, click, you make your click attractive. You use big words, say something like 5 untold mysteries to unlock the greatest, deepest secrets of whatever it is. They will say all manner of things, but nothing beats psychology, understanding why people buy and why they don't. And that's exactly what I'm teaching you. Because psychological foundation is basically everything in writing ads. Everything. I mean everything. A novice that has never learned how to write copy in his life can understand an audience so bad that he will write an ad and it will blow the minds of the market. By the way, one of the greatest ads ever written was written by someone who was not even a marketing guy. He was just a regular rookie in a particular company called Merrill Lynch Investment Firm. I can't remember his name. And he basically wrote one of the most one of the longest advertising ever, containing, no, as I did though, that was like in I can't remember the year, 19, I can't remember whether it's 19 something or 1892 or so. And he wrote it and then published, and that ad got over 3 million leads. 3 million leads over the lifetime of that ad. So you can see that it doesn't really matter if you are I'm just clearing those for those that feel that copyright is not my thing. I've tried. I'm not creative, I'm not intelligent, I'm not smart. It's hard for me. You don't see, if you tell me that you don't want to understand audiences, or you don't want to understand people, you don't want to take your time to research a particular market, then that's when you can tell me that you will never know how to write ads. But if you actually want to do the work, you will be fine. But if you don't do the work and you learn copywriting, learn all the tactics, you will still be very bad. Anyway, so back to what I was saying, right? Breakthrough is simply that thing that makes you stand out, makes you unique, makes you have an edge that is different. And I say don't lie, but rather ensure that you are there are okay. Let me just, there are different levels of market sophistication, and these levels, let me just basically state them. I hope you are taking notes. However, I hope you are taking notes. Okay. Okay, I hope you are taking notes. Very important. You are taking notes. I'm glad it's being recorded anyway, but take notes still, because nothing sticks better than what you write when your brain receives it at first. The first hit. That how do I call it? Do I call it dopamine effect? It's that hit when your brain gets it the most. It actually gets to stick more when you write it out. So it's an active way of learning. All right. So um, I was saying there are 3 levels of market sophistication. There are 5 actually, but let's just deal with 3 because now the first level is that the market has never heard of the product before. or they have never heard of the solution before. For example, let's assume you are the first person to come up with, what can we think of, a device that, a resource that you wear, and instead of you to walk, you start flying. Okay, it's a breakthrough invention. There's nothing, there's nothing that is like it. So the resistance of people will be very low. All they just need to know is that it works. Of course, resistance will be high because they are scared. Normally, you get many things has happened before in the past, that to people that have come up with invention, and and it has ended up very funny. But once people test it and they see it works, it should just go viral very easily, right? Now, now imagine another company comes with the same research that also makes people fly. Then there will be competition. People now have options, this or that, this or that. Now, so it becomes difficult to sell when you come in as a second person. Like someone will say, if you are going to enter a market, you better be first or be different. So that's the second level of market sophistication, being different. Because if you come out first, you have no competition, you will make a lot of money. Now, if you are not first, come out different. That is reposition. Put yourself in a way that says, I am the guy who can make the research that can fly without having to make a lot of noise. Then people will not pay attention to you. So maybe the first one was making a lot of noise, like and all those things, right? So the second one doesn't make a lot of noise. Oh, this one is I don't know, cheaper. Well, cheaper is not really a good angle for anything, but basically that can also be a good angle, because I mean, picnic was a Picnic was once the milk for the rich, and only the rich took pig milk until until cowbell came and said, everybody deserves to take milk. And then they made a cheaper version of their milk, same texture, same everything, and then they beat picnic and led them so much that it took a while before picnic recovered. So that's the idea, right? Coming second means coming different. You have to be different. If you come second and you are the same, you are just an annoying person trying to spread show for the first person, and you are not even anything special. By the way, they will beat you because the fact that they are first gives them an upper hand. So you are either first or you are different. Now, the third level is maybe at the point they are now 10 in the market. They've all made different claims. Hey, my own, it doesn't make noise. My own, it can make you even get free food on the journey. My own, it can make you swim as well, not just fly. In case you don't know, there are tons of claims, so many claims that the market is tired of all the claims, right? So when you come to that point where the market is tired of all the claims, the only thing you can do is to come out in a way that says, see, I am the guy that can give you this particular product without these particular issues. Like, you basically like list every single thing that exists and say, see, I'll give you all the issues that exist, and I'm the one that will give you without all these issues. That's another breakthrough in market. Now, the reason why I told you this is because I was trying to explain that you have to come out different as your breakthrough. So you don't have to, you just need to think about what is in the market already, what exists in the market. Like, how are you different? It doesn't have to be anything special, but you have to know this. Every single product that exists, there's always going to be an improvement, meaning that people always have challenges with that product. There's no product that is perfect, there's no service that is perfect. One person is servicing a particular industry, there's always a flaw that the customers are having issues with. I'm not saying it's not possible for there to be a perfect product that people are totally fine with. It's possible, but that one will be very hard for you. But in that kind of scenario, you just have to find out what's different about this industry. What are people looking for that my competitors are not serving? That should be your way to enter the market as a breakthrough. Then you go to your solution. Your solution is your own particular um, solution, right? So you've talked about the research that can make people fly, walk, and talk, jump, and fly, and swim, whatever it is, serve them free food or whatever it is, right? So then that's what you discovered. Now you now talk about your solution. Your solution is, so in when you're talking about your solution, you now begin to talk about what your solution has that makes it fulfill the breakthrough you discovered. So when you talk about what your solution has that makes it fulfill the breakthrough you discovered, Then you can now, there's a step I skipped, I didn't talk about, and that is basically your the pleasure. Now the pleasure that it derives. Now the reason why you also state the pleasure is, yes, people love to move away from pain more than pleasure, but people are still triggered and tied to their dreams. So the pleasure of what, now imagine you talk about your weight loss program or your weight loss meal, and then you now begin to say, just imagine what it would be like to still look sexy for your husband, or imagine what it would be like for your kids to say, "Mommy, you look so beautiful," something like that, right? Or you just you have to like talk about the pleasure, right? So that they can, now all this can be inside your story. You may not even say anything like imagine. You may just begin to talk about, and that's exactly how, when I went out, people were no longer calling me fat, all those kind of things. You are the one talking about yourself, you're talking about another person or whatever it is, but your story contains all these things. Then you now go to your offer. Now, your offer is basically what you give them something to do, and you tell them what they will get. So, after crafting everything, that's it. Something like, maybe for a limited time, we actually as have made available the opportunity for you to get this solution, right? In so and so way like that, and then just click the link to get it. It's not really so complicated. There are many things you can do to your offer. You can make your offer irresistible. It can be a free offer. You can make it irresistible. You can make it, whatever it is. Just you can make your offer have an urgency, right? You can make it have scarcity. That is scarcity. That is very few limited copies or limited slots, or urgency, or this offer will expire in 24 hours, right? But you just basically write your offer. You can also give a guarantee, right? A guarantee. So now this is how to write a basic ad. Let me go over it again. Your hook, your hook should be inspiring curiosity. So you use a very curiosity inspiring headline. Then you go to your story. Inside your story, you have your pain, you have your pain, you have your breakthrough, you have your solution, you inspire the pleasure, and then you go to your offer. Your offer, I prefer you use an irresistible offer that even a dummy will click. And then also you have a guarantee in your offer, possibly, right? That's exactly how to write an ad that will sell. Now, there are many unique forms to advertising that you need to also understand. I usually say something that when you're advertising, you want to sell the click. That is the click, that click that, click on this button. Like, you want to sell the click. You don't want to sell your product from the ad many times. Let me explain why. Because okay, all right. So now in every market, there's always a 3% of that market that are ready to buy now when it comes to a product or service, right? There's always a 3% of the audience that are ready to buy now. Now that 3% of the audience that are ready to buy now are not necessarily looking for. Of course, now let me go back to what I said. What I said was 3% of audience are ready to buy now. It means that there is a 97% of the audience that are not necessarily looking to buy now, but they possibly would buy very soon. Now, if you actually run an ad and you ask people to buy now, even if your ad is so great, only 3% of the people in that market will buy. It means that you will lose 97% that you will never hear from or know about if you just run an advert to sell people to buy. So what I usually advise is that you run your ad for them to come to you and have, what we do is that you create a funnel. You first of all collect their leads. Now, because you are collecting their leads, you give them something like a free offer, like a cheat sheet, a free report, a free guide, or something like that, a free video about the product or service. So by the time they come to get the free video, then after the free video, you now upsell them on the product or service. So even if they don't buy now, you still have their contact or you have their email, whatever it is, wherever it is you are using to run the ad. So if you have their contact, you have their email and all those things, it will be easy for you to always be able to reach out to them later on. And it's easy for them to also reach out to you later on. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is that you do not want to waste leads. You don't want to waste leads. You need leads in business. You need numbers in business. So if all your ad is telling people to buy now, you will definitely maybe make your money back if your ad is very good and make profit as well. But you also lose a lot of people that you could have made money from for free. Because remember, you spent money to run your ad. Now you get a lot of leads. The leads, you can reach them for free because you already have their details. So you can reach them for free and they can later buy. So imagine how they later buy. What happens? You make money without spending any extra money. So you call it making money on the back end without having to spend any extra money on ads. Do you get it? So that's the reason why you have to basically focus on selling the click in your ad. The click is the most important thing. The click, because they are strangers, they don't know you, they are out there, right? But if you are running the ad on your WhatsApp status, of course you are not collecting any leads. They are already leads. Anyway, if you are running advert on your WhatsApp status, you are not. Are you really running an ad? You are simply you can call it, you are emailing your lists. Yeah, you are emailing, you are talking to your people. So it's not really an ad. And advertising, paid advertising, is giving another platform to run ads to strangers that don't know you to come to know you. So now the truth is, with everything I've given you here, there is no reason why you write an advert that won't sell. It's very, very simple. It's not really so complicated. Of course, there are many other parts that you could go into real-time details, spend some time analyzing a lot of things and all those things. Talk about maybe Facebook ads, Google ads, how they differ in terms of the words. Now I'm talking about the copy, not how to run Facebook ads or Google ads. No, that's not. I'm talking about the copy, right? Because which is the most important thing, right, in the ad, or talking about WhatsApp story and TV ad, talking about market sophistication and all those things. So, but basically, this is more like the framework that right now, as I'm speaking to you, somebody can take a pen and a paper and start writing your ad. In fact, you should probably start doing it. I would like to actually see it in a moment. Write a hook, a very catchy headline, something that will inspire curiosity, then begin to talk about the pain, talk about the breakthrough, talk about the solution, talk about the pleasure that they will derive from it, and then talk about the call to action, what they need to do next. You can do that right away. Come up with something. It doesn't even have to be super good. It just needs to show that you understand the process and you know how to write an ad that converts. Right. So I think at this point I want to take questions.
Okay, we have a question that has come in already. It says, please, sir, what is the difference between content creator and ads writing or writing ads? I know both involve story writing, and what distinguishes them?
Okay, all right. So I think a content creator is basically is someone that writes for the purpose of inspiring or educating or informing. So it doesn't necessarily, to me, a content creator is still someone that sells, but it's just not selling something that has to do with money many times. It's basically giving a pattern. It's just basically carrying people through a journey to enjoy a read, enjoy a journey, and maybe take a minute action like commenting, liking, or sharing or something like that. But if you are writing ads, you already know ads, advertising. Advertising is pay is putting something for people to end up buying something, right? So it's more direct. So I want to get something done. But unlike the old method of advertising, I don't even know if I should call this old, but unlike the traditional method of advertising, which has to deal with just saying, hey, I am here, I am good, buy me now, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't exist today again, right?
Exactly.
So you have to be very creative, and that's why the manner of writing ads has to be super different.
Exactly. That old
Yes.
method is what we refer to as ambushing, okay, where you want to stay in a place and you just want people to come and meet you, or you're trying to shout to everybody, because you want to get. Of course, a lot of people still do ambushing today, which is
Yeah,
unfortunate
a lot.
because your market is limited. You can only sell to family and friends, and those who can see you if
Yes.
they see you by chance. Okay, all right. So
Mm-hmm.
we have other questions. Okay, this person is asking. I hope I'm taking them sequentially. So this person is asking. I want to ask about knowing about your audience, sir. Okay, do you necessarily have to think every time about their pains?
Okay. All right. Um, you do have to research on your audience and know about their pains.
Or
You
you give
you you
give
have to.
recommended books that captures this.
Okay.
I would add.
Okay. You would add, Abby. All right.
I want to
Okay.
add that you should give recommended books that captures knowing the audience when it comes to sales.
Okay. Okay.
Or
Now
if you have
to
materials,
me
we're coming in later.
yeah now on knowing your audience. If there's going to be any book I'll recommend right now, they are very ancient books. Breakthrough Advertising is going to be one, but the truth is, Breakthrough Advertising is extremely expensive. I think it goes for about $500. Yeah, $500 on Amazon.
Ah,
Um,
wonderful.
yeah, yes, yes. So like the thing is, advertising is not. I was never a. Advertising was never a like advertising was left to the rich people then, because then the traditional media of advertising in those days, newspaper, TV, were left for the big companies who had big budgets, unlike today that we have Facebook where anybody can create a Facebook account and run ads and spend $10, right? So the books written in those times, today they are still highly valued and they are very expensive. But I'll just give you some people you can go research on. David Ogilvy, um, David Ogilvy. Let me type the names. Let me type them here. David Ogilvy. These are father of advertisement. Robert Collier. Okay. If I remember more, if I remember more of those names, I would actually Robert Collier, David Ogilvy. Can't remember all their names like that, but I will later put that in the chat. But the thing is, if you really want to a book, I'm even looking at my bookshelf right now. I don't think I even have one book. Okay, yeah, there's this book, Sell Like Crazy. I don't know if anybody has ever heard of it or seen the ad. If you Sell Like Crazy is a book you can actually get. Now these things don't necessarily tell about knowing your audience, because your audience is still nobody writes a book on your audience. Right? Of course they do. If for example you are selling to entrepreneurs, there are books for entrepreneurship, so you already know what your audience is reading, so it makes you understand what your audience is thinking. If you are selling to an audience of that are looking for marital or marriage relationship books, truth is the audience are never told about, they are only talked to. So if you want to understand them, you need to listen to people who talk to them. Now let me just basically give you a framework for understanding your audience. Is number one, if especially an online audience, first of all, you have to go to where they hang out and they congregate. Now, what I mean by hang out and congregate is, now there are probably Facebook groups that they are on. They usually comment or follow a particular influencer on Instagram or influencers. So you go out and you check what exactly they are thinking of. For example, if you want to understand the Nigerian market so well, right, online my Nigerian market, right, and then depending on the kind of product you want to sell to them, and maybe the product is similar to what a particular influencer is selling to them already, maybe someone like Instablog or Nairaland, go there and begin to listen to the conversation that is going on. Understand their words. Look at the language they are using. Look at their level of skepticism. Look at their experiences. Now, you really have to do the work. The work has to be done in researching your audience. So, there are also some tools you can use. There's a tool called SCM Rush. SCM Rush is more like for researching keywords that your audience is using, especially because of your competitors are using them. But actually, trends.google.com, trends.google.com is also a place. It's also a place whereby you can type a keyword and you can see the particular location where that keyword is being searched for the most. Now, these are simply tools that you can use to understand the kind of language and statements that your audience is making. Also, checking blogs. If you go to blogs, famous blogs about certain topics, and then you begin to go through it, you can find out what exactly people are thinking about. Right? You go to blogs. Now, the truth is, you have to do the work. You have to do the work. Or maybe you have a WhatsApp audience already built. Yes, you can also use their feedback to understand them. Right? So, for example, for me, I have 18 to 24 year olds in their numbers in my WhatsApp audience, and I relate and interact with them, see their level of thinking, see what they can spend money on, see their motivations. So it makes me understand them so well. So when I want to create content, I understand how to use the words that they are using against them. So I would say this when it comes to understanding the audience in marketing or in I used to
Okay.
say something like, "Are you with me?"
Yeah,
All
go
right.
ahead.
Yeah. So okay. So advertising is like fighting kung fu, right? And being a master Tai Chi person. I don't know if you know what Tai Chi is, but I will explain. Meaning that when someone tries to blow you or tries to hit you, you you basically block their blow and then use the energy they've used towards you and hit them back. That's what it is. So you have to like take and absorb the energies from your audience and then use it against them. So you really have to take your time to understand them, their page. You do have to, because see, you can't you like this is more like the hard work in making money, right? This is the hard work. Yeah, you can't tell me you want to sell to people and you don't want to know them. That means you just want to be a con artist. You don't care about them. If you don't care about people, why should you collect their money, right? And the only way you can show that you care about them is by understanding them. That even before they finish a sentence, you have helped them finish it. It means you know them so well. When you know them so well, they can feel and they can connect with you. It's a lot more easier for them to trust you. That's why today, what sells most today is what influencers. Why? Because their audience feel so connected to them. Look at the old Thatcher BB Niger team, right? Look at how stupid it is that some that some people just idolize her, even for reasons that you just can't relate with. Why? Because that's the only thing people believe in today again. People are still looking for saviors. As a seller, you must understand that you are going to be another savior. So you need to know them. She simply communicates to our audience. The same thing with Naira Marley. The same thing with him. Funny thing that he is not absolutely what he's portraying, because I mean he's married, he has kids, he's schooled abroad, but he's creating a culture based on the audience he understands, and they are buying into it, and you're like, but it's senseless. Yes, but it's what they want. That's the point. So you have to understand the audience, understand what they are going through, and sell to them through that same understanding. If you don't understand the audience, don't bother selling to them. Just go do something else, because you don't care for them if you don't understand them. All right. So
Okay,
next
so
question.
I hope that clarifies it. We have more questions coming in. So this person says, "Sir, can we really do this ourselves?" What I mean is this. I've been seeing a lot of creative ads online. Yes, I understand I can come up with a story myself through what you taught us. But how do you do all these logistics that will make them have a click for fortune sales? How can I, most especially we that are not computer versatile, more enlightenment on how to make it a reality? I think the person is really asking about the systems that need to be put in place before you begin the ads itself. Okay, so it says, how do
Okay.
you
I
put
am
the
okay.
systems in place?
Okay.
Imagine, for example, that this person is someone who does not have maybe product, is still trying to come up, is someone who does not yet have breakthrough product, but maybe knows some of these things, and is how does the person use it creatively to generate sales,
Okay.
orders, or
Money,
income?
to generate money. Yes. Now that require you to. Now there are two ways to it. Today we live in a world where there are endless opportunities to make money. That you do not even have to be anything to make money. It's ridiculous actually, and it's funny why people are still saying they can't find a way to make money. Now, a ton of things. The first thing that came to mind is affiliate marketing. I understand how to run advert. I go and meet you and say, you sell phones, right? Do you need more customers? You already know the answer. Yes, I do. Okay, I can get you more customers. How much will be my cost? Oh, you get 20%. Okay, fine. So tell me about your products. List them. What are the people that bought from you recently? List them. Okay, what exactly were they looking for? List them. Take all those information, put it together, craft your ad, take it online, write the ad, create a gateway that they can reach you, maybe a link to your WhatsApp. And then when they ask you what you have, the phones, you tell them you already confirmed the phones he has, and then you link the two of them, send the phone, and then receive your money, your own cost. Like you don't have to own a business to make money running ads. Simply have the skill, use it to affiliate if you want to, use it to meet a business owner and say, I can help you handle your advertising so you can make money. I'll basically help you write your copies to make you more sales. So tell me, with the current ads you are running, what is the sales? If I increase it to by 20% or by 50% or by 100%, how much will be my cost? Right? An agreement is made, and then you do the same thing, like use the skill for other businesses. Basically, that's what I mean. Like there's an endless opportunity for you to use this. Really, endless. I don't
Okay.
know if that answers the question, or is there more?
I have other questions here. This person says, can you explain how to conduct market research so as to avoid directing ads to the wrong people? I think he's already explained that, but do you want to say one or two words about that?
Let me just, since you said the ads to the wrong people. Okay, okay, all right. Now, let's put it this way: if you are when you want to when before be your market research should actually be before your products. Let me just say this now so that you understand that you have to understand the audience you're trying to sell to. Is simply like I think I've explained the brunt of it. It's just the idea of knowing that there are some people that have to buy your product and they have a particular need, they have a particular fear, a pain, a desire, they have a particular dream, they are looking for something, and then you just find them out. See, if it gets to the point whereby if it's as bad as there's nowhere online these people are talking, and you have to go and meet them physically and interview them, of course, creatively. If you are going to do something like that, make a promise, like tell them that okay, I actually want to ask you a few questions, but I promise that if you are able to answer me effectively, and tell them what you're asking them, so they do not feel very creepy and all. And then I will give you so and so gifts, right? It doesn't have to be something that costs you money. It could be just a e-product or something. So just a way of incentive. In fact, you can even create a Google form. Yes, you
Yeah.
can create a Google form and
Yes.
and title it something, and then run Google ads to the Google form
Yes.
for people to fill it in. Target a specific set of people with the details you already know about these people. Then allow them to fill it. When they fill it, use all the data to fine tune the form and target more specific people until you get as much details as possible. Look, market research is not a one-way thing. Like is you just saying, how do I find these guys? What do I use to get to them? Do I even need to even write out letters, handwritten letters, and do posts to them? Like there's unlimited. You do the best, fastest means you can find. Just ensure it's effective. Like you are at liberty to do as you like. Just ensure you find a way to get their pains, their desires, their fears, their dreams, their hopes, their frustrations, their challenges, what makes them happy, how their life looks like, everything.
Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. I hope that answers the question. But I have some questions, on behalf of the people who are in the academy. So
Okay.
imagine now that I am someone who is a teacher. Okay, I do not have any skill yet. I'm working on learning some new skills. Okay, how do I
Okay.
begin to use what I've learned today to engage platforms or to begin to sell products? Okay, are there certain opportunities that you can connect us to, okay, to begin to use these things like tomorrow? Okay, for example, you mentioned that there could be people should write out some state some hats or say copy following what we've learned today. But how do we
Okay.
direct that to some systems or platforms in generating funds with them?
Okay. Let me get. Are you talking about the place to run the ads, or you're talking about the
Yeah, imagine that I
or you're
don't
talking?
have all the skills that you've mentioned. I don't know all the skills, or even I don't have a product of my own. I don't have the skills,
Mhm.
but I have this. I have this thing that I have learned today. Okay, is there a way I
Mhm.
can direct this right now to maybe a platform or to someone to begin generating funds with them?
Okay. Firstly, I think you need to at least have a list of a few business owners. You can right now take you can right now make a note of all the business owners you know that are around you that are currently running ads or not running ads, and you want to help them generate more sales on a commission basis. That's one. Also, you can sign
Okay.
up on many websites have affiliate platforms. Many websites have affiliate platforms where they allow you to sell your products and their products. Now, I am not so much of an expert on affiliate marketing in terms of the details of the product or service. But for example, there's a platform like I know of because someone that works with me uses it. It's called jvzoo.com, right? .com.
And tap it out.
JVZ, yes, okay. jvzoo.com. Now I don't really know how to use this platform, so because I've never used it, but he uses it. I don't know if it's direct. I just typed this jvzoo.com. So it's more like a platform where there are products that you can go and pick by yourself and choose to sell. Um, the only thing is just that you might need to be able to build a few landing page. You might need to build a landing page. So now these things are like connected skills, some sort of. Now you can use Mailchimp to build a landing page. It's not so complicated. You just sign up on Mailchimp. I think Mailchimp.com or so, and then let me type Mailchimp.com. Now now this is the truth is if you are going to be doing all this it will show that you are actually committed to trying them out,
Okay.
right? So they are not now you can build the landing page, then of course Facebook ads also. Now you might need to like take some extra learning to actually do this, but one the safest area right now is this is just use your ads copywriting skills to write ads. Just write the ads, give it to the business owner to put it on the platform that they are currently running their ads, ensure that they are running their ads, not on their own WhatsApp status. No, no, not on their
So
WhatsApp status
are
because
there examples
yeah.
you can give of maybe one you have done before or one that someone can run with, right now?
Okay. You mean like ads I've written?
Yeah, you made mention of giving hard to business platforms where they can use it, and how does that work? Like, is there something like that you have done before, that as an example, or
Okay,
some platform that they can work on right now to to
okay,
you know, to get
okay.
it?
They are not okay. They are not platforms. I
Okay.
said business owners, like people who own businesses right now. That I
Yes.
said they should make a list of business owners they have. There are no platforms you can use. These platforms I was talking about, like JVZoo, is an affiliate marketing platform where the JVZoo has products that you can go and you can take the products and say I want to sell them. They are not physical products. You are just basically going to direct people through your JVZoo link to them. So the people buy the products and then you get a commission. So those are the only two options. Either you have business owners right away, right now, that you can offer your ads writing skills to, or you use a platform like JVZoo. I believe there should be more, but I don't know so much about affiliate marketing like that in details.
Okay.
So you can now use those platforms to run, but those are the only methods. But for me, I started out by, well, I knew I had the skill, I had businesses, I was using it on my business, then I began to teach it, and then I I also began to consult for businesses that were having issues with getting conversions, and so I work on their ads, and then they got more results. I work on the entire
Okay.
system as a
Wonderful.
whole and all those. Yes.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. So I want to ask this question. Are there, in writing ads, are there products to watch out for that helps the endeavor? Are there some products you should not worry yourself or beat yourself too much in trying to write ads for, because maybe the product itself is not so good? Or does it just not matter what product the person is selling, such that you can just, make it something people can buy? Now, even if the product is not so worth much, okay, so so are there products to just watch out for, to say, okay, if I'm trying to speak with a business owner to sell their product, should I watch out for how the product is good, how good the product should be first, or doesn't matter,
Very
the
important.
product, I will sell it for
Very
you?
important.
Yeah,
Very
go ahead.
important. Very important. You don't want to sell something that gives people a bad experience. Like I said, if you use persuasion to rip people off, it will backfire.
Yes.
So you have to I only work with companies. My company only work with companies that can prove to me that they are the best at what they do,
Yeah.
and they offer the most value. If they don't offer the most value, if they are holding back in some points, if they are diluting some things, I do not work with them, because I cannot, like, I not even, it's not even a thing of just conscience. Like, people are paying to solve their problems. Why are you not solving their problems? Why are you get, it's not, it doesn't just make any sense. So I don't, you must offer the most value. You must offer the most value. It's a constant. So if a company,
So you
if
have
a
to
business
work
is not
only
offering
with
value,
the ones, you have to work with only the products
yes,
you know actually deliver the results.
yes, they deliver results only.
Okay. All
Please,
right.
yes.
That I want to appreciate Mr. Emmanuel Abolo for the time, the energy that he has given to us this particular afternoon. Okay.